Okay, so with some luck and switching around USB ports, I do now have a option that drops down up here. It says Ethernet 7, but it is using USB. It's going to say EV3 dev no matter what the port number here is. So this is actually making a connection. So I will click on it, and you'll notice down in the bottom left, the color is yellow, which means it's trying to connect. Green would indicate a successful connection, and then red would indicate some sort of a failure. So at this point, I have a connection to the robot. If I go through here and open up some of these ports down, or sorry, not open up ports, but drop down this menu, I can see the amount of battery power that is still left. And down in here, I can even see if I have any older projects. Right now, my robot says that it has no projects on it, but as we begin to make more and more, you'll be able to navigate into older projects and open them that way. All right, so what I want to do now is I want to run this and see what happens. Okay, so if I go up to the run menu, I can say start debugging or press the F5 key. Most of my students press the F5 key because it's simply faster. All right, I will press it. And then at this point, I will check my robot, and my robot motors did move. I can't show you that quite at this moment, but my robot motors did move, and you'll notice down here it said completed successfully. All right, so again, that was only initialized. Let's actually make them move a little bit more, so we can say robot straight, I'll say 5,000, and see what that does. So now rather than just kind of twitching when it declares everything, we're going to say, hey, we want you to run for 5 seconds and go straight, which means both motors move together in the same direction. And both of my motors are moving, and 5 seconds roughly has just passed, and the motors just stopped. So that is the process of doing this. If you want to make additional changes, so we can, for instance, say, let me copy this down here and say robot.turn is another function, which we'll get to a little later. But I can say turn 90 degrees and press it. And so what will happen here is it will run for 5 seconds straight, and then it will attempt to turn the robot 90 degrees. So the way these projects work is it reads everything top down. Okay, so top down. So if you wanted to move straight first and then turn right, we would put the straight first and then the turn, and then the opposite's true. So keep that in mind when you're writing these projects, that you're going to read everything top down unless we're using loops, in which case it can go back and forth. So anyway, that is the process of typing up the code, sending it over to the robot, and then watching the robot come to life.